I don't know. I feel weird talking about eating disorders all the time, but I mean, I've noticed that those are the videos that get like constant feedback and like, dude, if I got there, like if you know it's true. If I got really healthy and stuff, this like this channel would fuck off. But if I reached Eugenia's level, I would get my flash in the pan. You guys are kind of like, that's just how it works whenever somebody's like really extreme or whatever. I'm not saying that I'm gonna, and I'm not saying that I'm gonna just because like I've never been able to. I've never ever ever been able to maintain anything below like 100 pounds for more than like a week. But I didn't really know how to go in. I need to start fucking writing these out again. Though it was usually a lot better whenever I wrote out my videos. I don't know how many of y'all like actually like read the comments and the stuff down in the description, but whenever I think that I'm a better writer than I am like at talking. I kind of suck at talking. See? But I kind of wanted to talk about a bunch of things, primarily that I'm getting really, like, in this day and age, we're still, like, at a point where everybody's a fucking narcissist. Like, the first symptom of narcissism is being my ex. And I think, first and foremost, that narcissism is a very misunderstood disorder. Okay, oh yeah. I keep forgetting to tell everybody that I'm totally talking out of my ass. These are just things that go bounce around on my brain. I'm not, like, I'm just an asshole with the fucking camera function on my phone. Um, I fucking dropped out of community college, bitches. I'm fucking retarded. But I kind of wanted to talk about like you kind of have like this whole half of people that are like, oh my god, never ever ever diagnose ever, and they don't know what the word diagnosis means. Like the word diagnosis, if you sit in front of a therapist and that therapist tells you you have bipolar, you have this, you have that, you have whatever, you did not receive a diagnosis. A diagnosis is something that you go see, like you pay like $1,000. I don't know if it's just for, I think it's for all of them. But the thing is, like, a diagnosis is like, it's something that it's given to you. It's not like there's no, people treat the diagnosis like there's no way that you could possibly have these things. Like, oh, you don't know, you're not a doctor, I'm a doctor, and I know you don't have this. It's like that. But, it's not, yeah, like if a therapist tells you that you have whatever, they could tell what you have, but a diagnosis is different because a diagnosis exists, and this kind of bled out all over the world because from media and stuff from America, but it exists for insurance purposes, which makes sense with our system, because that way they know that nobody's like making shit up for benefits or whatever. And then after we have the whole fucking diagnosis debate, and then like you're not allowed to say you have whatever. You can say whatever. I don't know. The DSM is just written by a bunch of guys that fucking hold their dicks while they piss. It changes constantly, and I won't even sit here with like 100% confidence and tell you that any of these things exist at all. I mean, maybe something does, but that's not to say that you don't struggle with anything. I was just like, I don't really know. Like, I've been in and out of mental institutions since I was 18. I've been in 6 times. That sounds 5 or 6. And the first time I went in, it was bipolar, 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 bipolar. Like everybody, like whenever I was 18, everywhere I went, every doctor I went to or whatever, bipolar, bipolar, bipolar. And whenever I was in my kind of like mid-20s, it was CPTSD, 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 CPTSD. And Then I went in my 30s and it was still CPTSD and autism. So like it's a trend. And again, those aren't diagnoses. Like they've given me fucking everything. They have given me bipolar. The CPTSD is their favorite one. Like whenever they don't really want to fucking deal with you and they just want to give you like a term to feel happy with. I had one guy that said borderline. I've gotten OCD a bunch. I've gotten ADD. So every asshole has their own fucking idea of what they think is wrong with me. So I take it all with a grain of salt. I just say that I have the fucked up itis. I don't even like, you guys kind of like argue with me and under my comments, but like, cause like I know I do some like stupid stuff. Like I don't even really realize I do it until you guys like start going like, oh, you have every right to, say that I don't know, like my knee-jerk reflex reaction is going, I don't want to say that I have an ED while my weight's this high. And, I mean, like, that's a real fear. But, I was saying stuff. Yeah, I take all kinds of diagnosis and stuff with it. I don't like to, I'm not the kind of person that likes to just go, oh my god, I'm bi, my identity is bi. Oh my god, I'm goth, I'm married to the goth subculture, and this is like how I'm gonna be. I'm one of those assholes that are like, I don't like labels. I don't like getting married to something. I don't like, because I don't really think that any of those stupid, superficial little bullshit things are your identity. I don't think that your sexuality is your identity. I don't think that, like in my world, your identity is your morals and values and your thought process and the way that you think. I mean, that's how, because like, I think it's stupid to identify with your hair. Every asshole ass fucking stupid therapist that I've ever sat in front of, and they're like, oh, you have goofy hair, you're this. Oh, you have, like, whatever, you're this. It's very presumptuous, and I get where they're coming from. But then, you know, you see, like, those incel-ass Alex Jones assholes, like, chase people with colorful down on the street, and they're like, oh my god, what mental disorders do you have? And it's like, bitch, shoot up a school, incel! Yeah, but anyway, I have no faith in doctors. Like, everyone's just been an asshole that's given me a different thing. They've all been, it's bogus. It's just a bogus. I'm like, you guys are just all talking out of your ass. Nobody's fixed me. Nobody's helped me. You get thrown in a fucking institution and they'll babysit you for a little bit. Every single time that I went, they doped everybody. You go there, they give you Seroquel. In prison, if you go to prison, like every single one of my, yeah, I'm cool. I know a lot of ex-cons. Every single one of every single one of my friends that have been like that have been incarcerated for any period of time, yeah, they just Seroquel. Why do they do that? It's a tranquilizer. It'll calm your ass down. They'll just like sit in their rooms and the orderlies don't gotta deal with them because every place that I've been to, I mean, listen, if you're like, oh my god, we gotta get this person help, we gotta get them thrown in here. No, like, seriously, we are not there. We have progressed, like, hardly at all from, like, exorcising demons out of people. Like, now we just make them go to sleep. Like, that's it. That's the only difference between then and now. If you watch the movie One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, it's a lot like that. Like, seriously, it's just like an orderly that sits behind an office. It's fucking scared of everybody. And those places can be scary. I've seen, like, right out in the open in the common room where we were all chilling, I saw somebody get molested. I've seen, the first time I stayed at this one hospital in particular, they, like, gave us these, like, dishes. And, they were, like, made out of glass. And one day, this dude grabs his tray and smashes it over this other dude's head. He had, like, stitches all the way down here. He's, like, permanently scarred for life. It was, like, all the way down. The dude that smashed his plate got taken away on a fucking gurney. Like, it was a Hannibal Lecter gurney. It was straight up. It was, like, one of those, No, not a gurney. That's what the fuck. I'm a retard. Dolly. It was like a Hannibal Lecter dolly. And it had like the straps and fucking oh my god, I wish they fucking let us have our phones. There was this one stupid piece of shit dickhead that I was fucking around with, and then he was like gonna come see me, and then he was like, oh, I can't see you anymore because I tried to kill myself and they pumped my stomach at the hospital. Like, they don't pump your stomach whenever you take medicine. They give you charcoal. And they don't give you your fucking phone. Like, a cop has to haul you, like, every time I've been, a cop takes you down to the cuckoo bin. And yeah, it's those places suck. I don't want to say that I've never been to jail. I don't know if they're like jail. The people that are there from jail are like, no, it's not. So they're not like, you don't go there and you get fixed and you leave. The thing about mental institutions and the thing about like being mentally ill, it's revolving door. It's like most people are like me, and then like it sucks because I stopped trying to kill myself every fucking year whenever this one dude was like, oh, you went a 4-year period within your last day? I can't stay out for more than a year. And I was like, oh, I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be in and out of psych wards all the time. I don't like to be there. I don't, you can refuse medicine, but they will fuck with your rights. They've done it to me. You're only supposed to be under a 72-hour hold, and they told me that first they said that they weren't going to call CPS, and then after my 72 hours were up and I was like trying to get, out, they were like, you have to sign and stay in here, or we're going to call CPS. And like, they threatened me to voluntarily sign, and I'm like, but I'm not voluntarily signing. I wish I just fucking let them call CPS, because they did anyway! Yeah, then, so I had to stay there for like 3 more weeks, and then they called CPS. Those places suck, and they are not without their problems. I don't understand why I think that the only real reason that somebody should be locked away in a place like that is if, like, there's no, there is being highly disruptive and ruining everybody's lives. Like, I mean, like, I get it for, like, bipolar schizophrenics and stuff, but I mean, it's not a good place it's not a good place for them. Really, but I mean, they do kind of have to be removed from society, and they're the ones that are they're the ones that like there's actually established treatments for. If you're like me and you're like one of those people who are only a danger to themselves, and if your problems only affect your life, you really shouldn't be like, those places aren't going to help you. And like the thing about like inpatient, I have a conspiracy theory about the eating disorder people. I think that there are so many residential centers that are completely focused around eating disorders. I think that eating disorders are kind of an aristocratic, they're kind of more of a privileged problem. And I mean, it does exist, like, and it's not for the reasons you think. I don't think that it's like, oh, poor rich girls just have to fit into society or whatever. I mean, like, that's just like one fraction of it, right? But I think that everybody's family is really fucked up. I think that, like, no matter, like, the only problem money fixes is not having any money, So I mean, like, there are people who are like very well to do that are all like really, really, really fucked up. That's why, like, you see like 100% that Elzani girl, like, I think that her parents just baby her and coddle her way too much. I think that her whole thing is like she's totally scared to leave home. And I think that there are a lot of girls like that, and I think that they kind of make themselves like anorexic for that reason. Not all of them, that's just really common. And I mean, like, this is another thing. Oh god, I have been talking for a long time. Being like, oh yeah, we're gonna circle back to my first point that I forgot to make. narcissists aren't always assholes, and then there are other disorders that could be assholes besides narcissists. I think people really underestimate how fucked up people with OCD can be. I think people really people with autism are fucking dickheads. They don't have any empathy, and they like put their foot in their mouths, and they like part of it is being a dick. And then nobody will like really, there's like this stigma where like not only with whenever you other people really bad, even if it's like in a good light, even or whatever, you know, like whenever you're like oh, you struggle with this, you're a hero, like that patronizing ass horse shit. I mean, like fucking, I don't think autism is a disability. I mean, yeah, there are people with autism that can have a disability, sure, but autism in and of itself, I don't think that it's a disability. I think it's a superpower, and I think it's evolution. I think that we're all evolving to be autistic, and I think, I don't think that it's like, oh, everybody's saying that they're autistic. It's not like that. It's, I really just think everybody's fucking autistic. And by, like, in a couple hundred years, I think fucking everybody is gonna be autistic. It's just a theory. I mean, it just makes sense, you know? Like, I mean, the way that we're evolving, we're trying to get smarter and smarter. Autistic people are smart. That's why they're manipulative. That's why they're assholes. That's why they can be evil. And I kind of think that, like, narcissists, BPD, sociopaths, OCD, all the personality disorders and stuff, I literally think that it's all just different manifestations of autism that got all fucked up. A theory. But, borderlines, like, if you look at all of those things under a microscope, they're basically all the same fucking thing. It's just kind of like metaphorical, and like, you know, the difference between borderlines and sociopaths is borderlines, you know, have abandonment issues. The narcissists are extremely insecure. Narcissists are actually the most insecure disorder out of like any of them. Whatever you have, it's like the opposite. You know, like people with eating disorders, even though they're like really, really skinny or whatever, they fucking love food more than my 600-pound life people. And then that's why their heads get so fucked up with it. And then like narcissists, they get so fucked up because they are so fucking insecure. Like, I had this ex that was like a coercive son of a cocksucking bitch. And I mean, I think, I'm not quick to be like, oh my god, narc. And just for lack of a better word, yeah, that's what this bitch was. But I mean, like, he was the most insecure person that I've ever met in my entire life. Like, if you really get to know him, when you read in between the lines and stuff, they're just really, they're more insecure than I am. And I don't think that I'm necessarily insecure. I don't know. I'm a clusterfuck of a lot of fucked up. But, yeah, I think that we give way too much sympathy to a lot of stuff, to the point where we won't address any of the problems that they have or anything else just because we're afraid to make them look like a bad guy. But and I don't think that, like, I don't even think that all narcissists are bad. I think there are probably some narcissists you can meet that are like, I don't know, kind of cool. I think some sociopaths could be too. I mean, like, if you, like, they're not all a carbon copy, like, cutout of the same person. Everybody's a little bit different. I mean, like, how much you could be helped and how much it could change and how much, you know, you can understand. Like, because there's not, surely, like, if you're here, you're mentally fucked up enough to know what a vulnerable narcissist is, right? Like, Shani. I know I'm still, like, shitting on her, but, and I said I wouldn't. The thing is, like, the whole reason I made this is because, I was watching all that stuff that's like, oh, Amberlynn Reid's the choosy game. And I'm like, fuck, y'all had a slow Amberlynn Reid day. I was like all expecting Becky to be saying that she was like getting raped and shit. And, and then she was like, no, I had to count some stuff. And then I'm like, oh, that sounds like some OCD shit. Yeah, like if you watch the movie Mommy Dearest, Joan Crawford had OCD, like all the, like, or if you read the book and stuff, it explains, like, she has OCD, and it doesn't, I don't even think that they knew it back then, it's just that her daughter was able to detail it because she knew her mom. And I think my mom's a fucking crazy ass cunt. Crazy ass cunt. Like, she said that we tried to get cops to rape her. Like, whenever, because we were trying to get her to a hospital. And she's dying on that hill. Crazy, 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 crazy cunt. And I think she had OCD. And I think that it's only, like, bad at this level now because she was, like, fucking crazy about, like, taking pills and shit. And I mean, like, the rape thing, like, it came about because, like, her blood sugar crashed because she wouldn't drink any water ever, and she took pills all the time. And she went to like, different doctors to get a whole bunch of different pills and, like, stuff like that. And it like, fucked. Like, I'm never taking. I've been sober since it happened, and I've been terrified of eating shit. I'm like, no, if I have sugar, I'm gonna think everybody's raping me. So that's happening. And I mean, like, hey, I got sober though. Like, I don't want to be like her. And I mean, I think I'm a little bit of, I mean, if I'm honest, I think that narcissism kind of makes sense, but so does borderline. So does all the things that they said that I have. But, you know, like I said, if you put all of those disorders under a microscope, they all sound like exactly the same fucking thing. And I don't like people acting like narcissism is the end-all be-all diagnosis for asshole, because people, like, with OCD, and oh yeah, let me tell you why they're assholes. It's because, you know, first of all, I think that people with OCD are just autistic. So of course they already have the struggle with empathy. And then it's like everything has to be perfect. And if it's not perfect, and it's not always like, oh, I gotta wash my hands a billion times. Oh, I gotta do, because, like, OCPD is kind of a different thing too. And it's kind of like connected or whatever. I don't know. I'm an asshole. I dropped out of community college. I haven't read anything about this in a really long time. Anyway, oh no, I was still saying why there. So, like, you have the whole perfectionism thing, and you have, like, what else do they do? Oh, I'm tired. I'm just trying to avoid work. So whenever things are out of place, they'll lose their shit. Like, if we cut ourselves and we were bleeding, my mom would, like, kick us out outside and make us, like, stay there until she went and got nail glue to sew it up with, because she loved to take us to the doctor for pills, but she would not take us to the doctor, like, if we were injured. And like, she would make up reasons for us to go to the doctor and be like, okay, I'm gonna talk to him for you, and I'm gonna tell him what pills you got, and like, that was my does this explain why I am the way that I am? But I think she was driven to do that. Like, she took me to the doctor to get pills whenever I was really young, whenever I started getting fat, because, like, she wanted everything perfect. See? She was, like, very obsessive. She was very obsessive about my appearance. She was very obsessive about my body. She was very obsessive about her children in general. She was very controlling. They are control freaks, and they want to, like, get everybody in line to do everything. They don't care how manipulate. Like, somebody with an OCD problem, like my mom has, they can be just as much of a piece of shit as a sociopath. Even if she's not. Like, and I mean, she might have both. I don't know. She might have neither. Neither of those things may even exist. I don't fucking know. I don't know anything. Okay, bye.